Ah, Sony boys decided to join us. Here you go, champions. Camera chaos around here. So, where am I? Penny boy's gonna play the game. Everything's working. Oh, shut up, me. Here we go. So I'm gonna set up the battery for the penny boy, because you know, the dummy battery, because I'm sick of changing batteries in it. Had this at home, but Michelle was using the GX85 as a webcam, but I just got her a ZV-1F. Tell you what, that camera's not good value for money, eh? It's a little compact camera, but they're charging like $1,000 for the bloody thing. It's ridiculous for the settings it's got. It's not fancy. It's got a fixed lens, you know, a non-exchangeable lens, non-interchangeable lens, I should say. What's going on out front? Sound like someone just had a car accident. Trailer? I don't know. Yeah, ZV-1F I got from Michelle for a work webcam, because I walked past her one day and she was using just the laptop built-in camera, and you know what that looks like. If I go over here, and this is what my camera used to look like. Right, that's literally. So she's sitting there blurry as fuck, like this, and it's wide angle, so it's tiny, because they're expecting that you're going to be using your laptop like this, but she's got a laptop up there, and then she's got a keyboard down here. So yeah, it looked horrible. And of course, she did what all middle-aged women do and put the fucking softening filter on there so much that you look like an alien. This has just got a nice softening layer of like shmoo and semen and stuff on the lens, so it gives a soft focus effect. Unless you got the paranoia shutter and a little thing up the top there. I was trying to figure out why my camera wasn't working the other day. It's because I bumped the little paranoia cover over the lens. But that used to be my main camera on my face there, until Lyle said, "Bro, pick up your game, would ya?" And I did. So now I've gone Sony boy. Look at that. That's nice, isn't it? The things I do for you legends. Since I'm sitting on my ass, I'll change my camera angle. I'll change it to moob view. Alright, moob cam. Anyway, so I got her the I'm never going to remember the number. ZV. I got to say ZV, because it's American. ZV-1F. So that's a webcam now, but I was hoping that it would be 1080p at least on the USB streaming. This motherfucker can stream at I think even 8K or something ridiculous via the USB. But that silly little thing can only go up to 720p on the USB streaming. It spits out 1080p on the HDMI, I think 4K as well on the HDMI, but not on the USB. But the USB is handy because it powers by the USB as well as flicking the video down it, so you don't need a separate capture card. 720p is good enough for her video conferencing and stuff. But anyway, long story short, she was using the Lumix, the other Penny Boy, locked focus mode, of course, because you know what Penny Boys like, trying to focus on a face. But I wanted my little camera back, so I got her that one. That way she didn't have this stupid thing. This thing can't be powered via USB while it's turned on, let alone while it's streaming video. So, so the battery goes dead. And the only way to keep it charged is with a dummy battery. And I've got another one to suit this model, but this is the one to suit the GH5 that you're currently looking through the lens of right now. So, long story short, I've reclaimed my Penny Boy. I'd call it a charger, but it's more like a power source, because it doesn't charge shit because there's no battery in it anymore. You've got a dummy. So I get my little GX85 back. I got a little hipster. I wanted a nice leather one, but this one came up. There's leather ones made in Japan, made in China for like $150. They look really nice. Looks like real leather, and it's like got the hipster brown color. But this one, which is an authentic Lumix Panasonic accessory, came up for like $10 on eBay. Someone was just getting, you could tell the plastic had gone all yellow and shit. It had been on display in some camera shop for 20 years. So I bought that, and it fits like a glove, and it just gives it a little bit more heft. It actually feels like a camera instead of a toy. A little bit like the Sony boy. I put the small rig base plate on it, and it comes with a grip extension too, and it feels a lot, you know, better in the hand. And who doesn't like a good feeling tool in their hand? It's actually Wednesday here, but just barely. Oh, already. G'day, Six. How you going, legend? I thought I might catch you in the arvo. You're a bit of a nocturnal creature. Not as much of a morning person as I, but not many people are, granted. So, I get my little penny boy back. This just lives in my backpack all the time. Just carry it with me everywhere with a 17mm Olympus lens on it. I do like this lens. It's one of the ones with the click back end stop focusing. So when you're on right in the butt cheeks of the infinity symbol there, you know it's actually on infinity. And yeah, it's nice. Just a quick click. You don't have to fuck around with the settings, because on this is no manual focus button on the back, but it's beautiful. You can just go click and then bang, manual focusing mode. But the autofocus is pretty slick on it, and it goes down to f1.8, so you can get that real shallow depth of focus kind of thing. Now the stupid little flash on it, it's funny. Look at the little thing. It's silly. But what I found, little trick, you fucking get your finger under it like that, push it backwards, now you've got a bounce off the ceiling flash that actually gives surprisingly good results. It lights up the ceiling, so you get a nice soft light. For a little hack like that, you can get pro looking photos out of this little piece of shit. Really surprised. The first time I tried it, I'm like, holy shit, it looks like a pro flash. You got to up the exposure a bit, because she ain't the strongest flash, but yeah, it's amazing the results. If the ceiling's not fucking 20 foot high anyway. Yeah, pretty good little unit. These things are shot up in value because people realise they're kind of the sweet spot of the compact cameras. They don't have the full flippy screen, which is one of the few things it doesn't have going for it. And the sensor's not, it's not brilliant. It's micro four thirds, but it's only got the flippy uppy screen. Come on, Panny boy. You're focusing on your own kind. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, it just flicks upwards. I think you can go sort of semi-downwards too. If you're taking dick pics and shit. You've got the dick pic angle, and then you've got the creep on the subway angle. Makes it look like you're fucking around with your camera, but you're actually taking photos of people. But yeah, the full-on flippy screen would be nice, flipping around the side, but tis what it is. Pretty cool little camera. Back when you could get them cheap. Now, certain YouTube channels like Micro 4 Nerds, Emily on that channel, I love her video content, it's great. They've made it like, these cameras kind of sought after now, like the GM1 to GM5. The GM series doesn't have any inbuilt stabilization. I don't think any of them do. This is kind of the sweet spot. It's a little bit larger, but you've got all the pro features like the inbuilt stabilization. The only thing that sucks, kind of relegates it to a B-roll camera for video, is no mic input. And the built-in mic sounds fucking atrocious. So you'd be using external recording if you were to sync up any audio with it, or just use it for B-roll. I like having it in my pocket to take like scenery footage and stuff when you're on the train, or you're sitting at a bar and you're doing like just people walking by and shit. If you wanted to work that into a video later on about Sydney or whatever, it's perfect for that kind of thing. And then you use your main camera as your whatever feature you're basing your video on. So yeah, I love these little things. GX85, I think in the States it was called something else. I can't remember what. They had a few different names for the same camera depending on the region, which Panasonic and a lot of other Japanese manufacturers did. A little bit dusty. Yeah, it's a keeper, that one. I like it. I do have a full-on shoulder strap for it, which is kind of cool because you can walk around with it, and if you're doing candid photos, it's around your waist and you look like you're just fucking with your camera, but you're actually taking a few shots. That's kind of cool. A little bit creepy, but cool. Don't use it for creepy purposes. Use it for gaining the authentic vibe of wherever you're hanging out, you know. So I'll put that over there. Now I'm going to have to take the batteries out of Panny Boy, so I'll flick back over to the webcam, or the Sony Boy, and just power that down. What I found is the Panny Boy forgets its settings unless you power it off properly, power it off politely. So I'll do that. That Yamaha's over there, I had it under test pretty much all day, running out about 100 watts per channel, which is cool. We're only at about 320 watts, single channel driven. About 280 watts, both channels driven in 8 ohms anyway. Can go down to 4 as well. Shout out to Aussie, fucking oath. I've been playing Sabbath in the shop all day. Not a huge fan of Aussie solo stuff. I like the grungy Sabbath. Leica lens too, right? I've got some Leica lenses. That one's an Olympus, but that's the M.Zuiko or whatever, however the fuck you pronounce it. Tried to make a video of a Starlink launch, but my Canon was not set up for nighttime, so I ended up using my cheesy phone. It was a pretty good launch too. Starlink. Whereabouts are you, Seth? That you've seen a Starlink launch? I like Panasonic. The original Panasonic company was called Matsushita. Yeah, you sometimes see that on like industrial gear and stuff. I have a point and shoot Canon that's kept its value really well. Despite being dropped, it still works. A lot of the point and shoots are actually gaining value again because people are realizing that no matter how many upgrades their phone gets, the camera's still shit just because the fucking sensor's the size of a grain of sand. They're realizing, oh fuck, I actually need a sensor that's bigger than a, you know, lady beetle or something. G'day Scotty, how you going, legend? We're talking about cameras. Right on it. Oh, I answered your other comment anyway. Aussie YouTube Arvo tech market. Yeah, what you said, Dave. Got tons of Matsu sheets of 12AX7s out of old New Zealand amps. Yeah, right. Panny capacitors still have the M logo on them. Yeah, the current ones do, yeah, absolutely. The M's still the Panasonic logo. I forgot to mention that. Emu sandwiches all across it. Those old Lumix cameras are great. I also like the old Canon G1X. I'm not familiar with a lot of the Canon stuff. I did have a Canon previously. I had the EOS 1100D, known as the Rebel. Very, very rudimentary digital camera compared to these ones. I sort of got too busy for photography for a while there. That was my first digital. Oh, I had a compact camera. It was a Panasonic? No. Panasonic? No, Samsung. It was a Samsung S1050. Shitty thing with a zoom lens, but it was alright. I just took it to gigs and stuff, just because it had a zoom lens. None of the phone cameras were any good at that time. And then that shit itself stopped being able to zoom. I think the lens, automatic lens shutting when you powered it off, stopped working or some shit. Ended up throwing it out. And got the EOS 1100D, had the shitty kit lens for years, and then eventually thought, there's got to be something wrong with this camera, and then I tried a decent Tamron lens, and it was oh, okay, it's the lens's fault. But it was still shitty video, well, basically no video capability, no mic input. It was only recorded to 720p. No, I think it was, might have even been interlaced still. It was pretty old school. No, I think it was 720p, but frame rates were shit. So when I started doing the videos, I realized, shit, I need a camera that, like, recording video is easy, but I wanted to do live streams. And as soon as you start doing live streams, you've got a whole extra set of parameters and requirements that are a little bit harder to find. See you, Joel. Take it easy, champion. Crank some Sabbath tonight. I saw you listening to it with the girls. It's good to see. Joel here is an old mate of mine. He's indoctrinating his girls on metal. So they seem to love it. Or at least they're very good at pretending they do. Good morning, Bambiel. How are you, mate? I use a Nikon D800 at work. Quite old now, but a cracking camera. Yeah, they're still holding their value too, I think, Richard. They're one of the classics. If it does what you need, it's like some of the penny boys. I think the GH5 will be a classic camera because it's just really good. Even the previous Sony Alpha series are really good. Some cameras live a really long time. They develop a fan base, and I think the GX85 is one of them. I'm part of a few groups dedicated to the GX85. Anyway, what was I doing? Power. I've got a spare power point up there. Yeah, I should have, because I disconnected. Well, that's the light one. I'll put that at the end. Oh, switch mode power supply always sparks when you plug it in. Put the Sony lens up there out of the way. Knock over shit. Yep, you know it. Put that over there. Sorry, champions, just organising everything. Yeah, it's a belter. I don't want them to replace it with a modern one. They already have replaced it with several modern ones, haven't they, Richard? Oh, you mean your work one? Okay, you don't want your work to replace it. I thought you had it. I just realised you said your work had it. Old Matsushita caps had a logo that looked like a Mitsubishi with 3 triangles. Really? I have some new old stock Matsushita EL34s that are super nice old EL34s, well on par with the UK made. Anything Japanese made was like, yeah, one of the best. They were right at the top of their game. Back when I got married, WW put a disposable camera on each table. When I got married, WW... I don't know what you're saying, but yeah, when you're married, you got put disposable camera on each table and got at least 20 dick pics. Yeah, that's a bit of an old trope around here as well. Or at least ass pics. Depends how red hot your mates are. Right, I don't need 10 kilometers of cable, so I'll just wind that up. Got an authentic Panasonic charger. I didn't trust any of the aftermarket ones, man. Once you've seen the horror that's in some eBay switch mode power supplies, you don't want to trust them with your gear, eh? I feel left out. I'm a huge camera nerd, but I never got into the digital stuff. That's fine. No need to be left out around here. The analog stuff, I was a Pentax boy. I had the Pentax MX before it came off the back of the motorbike in an ill-fated trip to, I think we went to Temora that time, to the pub, took over the pub. All the locals came out of the woodwork and tried to root us. Local chicks anyway. There's probably some guys that wanted to root us too, but yeah, we were coming around a bend and didn't slow down much. And I felt my bag that was strapped on the back shift, and then before I could slow down, it fucking came off and shit scattered everywhere. The zipper ripped open, and poor old Pentax was scattered all over the road. That was actually a hand-me-down from Dad, so he wasn't very happy about it. You fucking kids, you ruin everything I give you. Fucking kids don't take care of nothing. Except I was 21 at the time, so not really a kid. But yeah, it was funny. The camera hit the road. She was a SLR, so the prism smashed. So the camera was pretty much done for, and it was sort of, they were getting to the end of their the whole film thing. I held out for as long as I could, but oh, there's a battery in there. I'm trying to fit the adapter in there, and there's already a fucking battery in there because I'm an idiot. But the lens survived, which was the crazy part. And I think I ended up selling the lens. It was a Pentax Takuma 50mm f1.4, I think. f1.4. Might have been f1.7. But yeah, it's a beautiful lens. Pentax had some really nice coatings on their glass. I don't like saying glass. You sound like a wanker. It's like when valve amp guys go on about, oh, what iron? What iron have you got? Well, it's a transformer, bro. I'm not happy with these cables. They're a bit messy, frankly. I think I need some better cable management. It's Brad's Guitar Garage, for fuck's sake. Anyway, I'll deal with that later. Doesn't make for a very entertaining video. We got power? We got power! Alright, so no more changing batteries in the panny boy. Be nice to have a lens that didn't require rubber bands around it to stop it from self-extending though. Maybe I'm a Luddite. No, film's great. I love film. Sony was making the 3.7. Oh, here we go. Seth's on a unrelated test gear rant like he always does. Sony was making the 371 series curve chasers in Japan for Tektronix. Sony was making them for Tektronix. Wow, good stuff. My 19 kilohertz FM stereo multiplexer is Panasonic. The AM FM modulator is Japanese Victor. Is that what does JVC stand for? Japanese Victor Company or something? Is that what JVC stands for? The V stands for Victor. Greetings from Ventura, California. G'day, mate. How you going? I always amp up the Aussie accent for greetings from America. I have a Pentax K1000 in my collection. Great camera. Yeah, the K1000 was like the K1000 and the Spotmatic were like the two big student cameras. Even when I was at school, where you had to learn. If you did photography, they gave you a K1000 in my day, which was the K mount, but the Spotmatic, I believe, was a M42 mount, a screw mount. And yeah, you had to learn how to process your own film and all of that. And they had the dark room there at high school. But yeah, if you started, you basically rented a K1000 for the year and you took it with you everywhere. I wish I did photography back in school. I was too busy getting drunk and stoned and listening to Black Sabbath. Pretty good. Where's everybody at? What stinkhole are you all living in? Well, you know where I am. Come on, mate, UK. What's wrong with UK? Oh, we're in UK. Gotcha. All right. Yorkshire. Yorkshire? Still have my dad's old Pentax K1000 35mm. I got the Pentax ME Super 35 and my dad kept borrowing that one. Great little Pentax. The MEs were good. The MX was like a cut down version of the ME, I believe, or vice versa. The MX had a really nice focusing screen with the split circle in the center. And it was so easy to tell if things were in focus or not. I don't know what happened to that. I guess it was part of the SLR thing. I would really like to see that kind of thing in a nice SLR. Can you even buy an SLR anymore? Everything's mirrorless. I guess the Canons and the Nikons, some of them are SLR, but yeah, the MX is what I had, which the next step up was the LX, which I always wanted. That was if I still see one, I did keep an eye out when I was in Japan for an MX or an LX, because they got a lot of film only camera stores in Japan, which I'll just have a look. I think I might have photo of one. Film. Yeah. I think I posted a video. Maybe I only posted it to Facebook though. Hang on. Okay, full screen it for me, champion. There we go. So we got off a train at Yokohama, Can I? No. Okay. We got off a train at Yokohama. And straight away, there's this place. Film only camera store in the middle of a train station. So fucking random and so specialized. I swear all Japanese people are like autistic. But yeah, look at it. Look at all the rangefinders. And that was all the different types of film which they had on the shelf, which I was a bit, ain't you supposed to keep it in the fridge? But anyway, so that was cool. I really wasn't expecting that. I'll just stop that because that's going around in circles. So they had KXs, KMs, Ks, Spotmatics, but I couldn't find any MXs or LXs because I was willing to spend up to like $400 for one just for the sake of it. But anyway, what do you do? To live is to lose, mate. Had an OM22 SP, nice camera. Traded it for an MXR micro amp. Damn. Oh well. I'd be like a kid in a sweet shop. Yeah, that's what it felt like. So there you go, Noah. No one's left out around here. We just talked about film for the last 15-20 minutes. What am I doing? Right, so I can invoice that Yamaha now. I need to do some assessments. So I semi-finished that SWR 350 from the last stream, the bass amp. This thing here. But it's got one remaining issue, which is a bit tricky to track down. So that was the one where the transistors had holes blown in them, which was cool. Suffered a catastrophic failure of the output stage, several burned areas of the board, which I dug out and conformally coated. Upgraded a few resistors, made a few mods to it for liability. But now, when you crank it up, half the waveform's clipping before the other, so there's something going out of balance in the output stage. So I haven't had time to go back to that one because that's just a that was just a trade-in. So I'm just going to dress that one up for either sale or a rental. So yeah, not urgent, but I was hoping to have a home run on that one, but not the case. So what's next? We've got a couple of valve states, which I've got to just see what's wrong with them, and if it's a basic service, we'll go ahead. But if it's something more significant, I'll have to fire off a quote. ME has that split image focus and LEDs for the light meter. Yeah, so did the MX. The MX had a button cell battery, and the only thing it powered was a light meter. I even found an auto winder for mine too. Yeah, the MX didn't have that. It was fully manual. The high-end Pentax spot meters are still very expensive. Really? I dislike the conflation of autism and intelligence. The Japanese have a very advanced culture, and we can learn a great deal from it. What I mean, Jules, is hyper-focus on one subject. I'm just saying it in jest, mate. You can chill out. Back in the day, we bought our film off the shelf and kept it wherever. No need to refrigerate it. I guess maybe they don't refrigerate it also, Alan, because it's a little bit like the super glue thing. When you pull the super glue out of the fridge and it's cold, in a very humid environment, you'll get condensation on it, and that actually is worse than it just not being cold. So yeah, like Japan is very humid in summer, super humid. Well, it's an island, so it's going to be humid. And when you buy film, if you open it up straight away and it's cooler than the ambient temperature, you're going to get condensation on it. So maybe they don't do it on purpose for that reason, maybe. It's a push-pull amp. You need to match the output in the phase inverter in order to get the sound fixed. Thanks for that. Resistor values. Yeah, I know. I just got to get back to it. I don't have ohmic eyes and just look at a circuit and straight away fucking see exactly what's wrong. And more, it fucking set fire to the board. So once I've fixed that and put it back together, I haven't had a chance to get back to it. Bit of Marilyn Manson on how to go from Sabbath to Marilyn Manson. I really don't like when YouTube tells me what I want to hear next. I often put an album on repeat just so it doesn't do my thinking for me. But then it plays it like 8 times and then it'll just choose what it wants me to hear after that. It's a bit like Spotify. I don't use Spotify, but yeah. There we go. It's a Sabbath only day today, mate. It's 1 AM there. What are you doing up still? Go to bed. I'm fucking not going to be up working on amps at 1 AM, I'll tell you that much. I remember you could buy different prisms for the medium format. Ooh, I don't think... Yeah, for the medium format, yeah, because Pentax had the medium format as well, the 645, I think it was called. Pentax 645, was it? But you could change the viewfinders in the LX. I think you might have been able to do it on the MX, but with a bit more difficulty. But yeah, I'd have to refresh my memory on that. I seem to remember thinking that you could change it on the MX, but it was a pain in the ass. Whereas the LX, you could just flip a clip back and the viewfinder popped right out, and you could put a custom viewfinder in there. These are the best hours of the night. Get some peace and watch Great Minds. I don't know if you've got a great mind there, Jules, but thank you though. I appreciate the sentiment. If I had a great mind, I wouldn't be working on a valve state. Let's actually label. Actually, you know what? Every time I label it, the person had it plugged in wrong anyway, so let's just assess it properly. So this one, is this the one that had reports of it works when he kicks it? Get a little bit of diagnosis there. The 6X7. Just Google it. 6X7. Okay, I thought there was a 645, or am I getting that mixed up with the Mamiya, or however you say it? Mamiya. I don't know. What a way to start your career. Black Sabbath, the song. Black Sabbath, the album. Black Sabbath, the band. The first track off the album. Valve state V65R, missing foot. Yep, that's the one. And scratchy behavior, intermittent signal. So this is probably just going to be a service with dirty pots. Ooh, these are the plastic pots. So this must be a later model. Wonder if there's a date on it. 1997. Yes, that's a much later one. This must have been just before the MG series came out. So yeah, it's probably just a clean and service on that one. So I think we'll just go ahead with that. I'll just give it a quick test. Just stand her up, plug the reverb tank in like this. I just like to inspect stuff, make sure there hasn't been some fire inside the chassis or something before I fire it up. Theta brainwaves. Something like that. I remember getting really interested in that shit back in like high school days before I knew any better. Oh, like you listen to this frequency and it changes your mindset and so fucking... Oh, okay, that's utter bullshit. Righto. So you like listen to stuff modulated and fucking change the frequency of your fucking brain and all that bullshit. It's all crap. Tell me, have you ever met a person into woo-woo shit like that that's, like, you know, obviously more intelligent? Usually, in my experience, they're fucking way dumber and can't figure out even the most basics of living a good life. But yeah, the brainwave thing's real, but like what I'm talking about is all the hippie woo-woo shit about, you know, don't listen to music that's A440, you know, that's bad. That's bad juju or whatever. And there was like a movement in the 90s on the internet where you listen to like certain frequencies and it's supposed to awaken your fucking third eye and all this bullshit. The Blue Mountains is filled with fuckwits that believe all that crap. They're like, oh yeah, you know, you gotta live healthy, man. Like, you can't be breathing in fucking chemtrails, and then they shove a fucking unidentified pill up their ass on a Friday night and fucking snort whatever's put on the coffee table, regardless of where it came from. We all know the type. It feels a bit wrong. Why did Ozzy have to die on fucking dry July? I want to raise a glass to him. Dude, Jules, people who are stupid are the most likely to act like they know some sort of deep knowledge because they think they've got a cheat code on life. They don't realise that you should be like looking up to these people who have spent their life studying these subjects instead of just thinking you've got a cheat code and you, like, anyone can do it. Like, I could do that if I believe in myself. Don't worry about the 18 years of studying. It's funny, eh? Yeah, it seems wrong to not do some lines and drink a bottle of whiskey when Ozzy Osbourne's died that day. But I think I'll base my commemoration on the second half of his life, and I'll have a cup of tea for him. You can't cheers with a cup of tea though, that's bad luck. It's bad luck to cheers with anything non-alcoholic. A440 only came about so AM stations could tune their broadcast output frequencies. Classical composers had all kinds of goofy tuning forks for A425, 432. So 440 was something to do with broadcasting, was it? Really? I used an RB67 when I started work in the early 2000s. We used to come in from jobs with a bag full of roll film as you got 8 shots per roll. Huh. I did have a camera, was it 110 film? 110? Was that the tiny, you know, the look like binoculars roll with the little line between them? So it rolled from one reel and then went on to the other reel. Instead of having to wind it back later, it was already on the other reel. Was that 110? And it was like all the little rangefinders and that used it. It was real shit film. It was like 16mm or less. But I had one of them as a kid. It was like a toy. And I fucking thought it was great. It felt like a spy, you know? You've seen the spy movies where Bond pulls out the tiny little camera. Been working with an older bloke who thinks Ancient Aliens is a documentary. Every morning he tells me a new fact he's learned from the YouTubes. Ancient Aliens. Sorry, I'm looking at that from a distance. Aliens. Ancient Aliens. Oh, fuck. Oh, he's even one of those cockheads who thinks that, like, the fucking pyramids are like the tip of an obelisk that's like, you know, 5 kilometers underground or something. One of those tools. Watches fucking AI generated bullshit videos and bases their life around it. Oh, I'm so glad I don't work in the trades anymore because every shop had a fucking idiot like that. Critical thinking skills, my friends. Critical thinking skills. You're getting rarer and rarer. And ironically, these are the same fuckwits that when you ask them, you know, what rules should we follow? And they say, oh, one's dictated by common sense. You know what? You know what no one has anymore? Common sense. But anyway, there's the obelisks 5 kilometers underground. I have a neighbour who tells me about pyramids. It's all the same idiots who want to act like they know something. Yeah, it's like they're getting sold a cheat code to life, and they're buying it up like they don't realise that they're the product, and they're getting bought and sold to advertisers. AP530, how you going, champion? 110 was the tiny little camera film. I was right, yeah, 110. I think I only went through 2 or 3 rolls of it, but when you're a kid, that's pretty fucking mind-blowing. I just got my own cameras, my own camera and my own film process. You feel like a grown-up, you know? Kids wouldn't know that shit these days with their camera phones. You don't have to pay anything. There's no investment in taking photos anymore. You can just fire off all the photos you want. Kind of a shame, really. I think a lot of people have... I think photography was all the more valuable when you actually had to think, hang on, I'm going to have to pay like $2 or $3 for this shot. Let's make it a good one. And you'd think about it before you fired it off. Whereas these days, there's no sort of investment. There's no cost every time you pull the shutter. Pretty much, he's a good guy and a great chippy, but you can't tell the difference between fact and fiction. These are the fuckers that shouldn't be allowed to vote, Lucas. Also the kind of guy who's got a trick for everything, yeah. As long as he can actually back it up, I guess. Power. Okay, we've got a bit of hum there, so I'm not confident leaving that connected to the speaker. It's not dramatic, and there wasn't a big thump before it, but let me just check for DC on that speaker output. Sounds like we might have a bit of offset on that. Brad, Fender Deluxe Reverb with Eminent Swamp Thing speaker will help in staying clean for longer before breakup. No, not at all. Deluxe Reverb with an Eminent Swamp Thing. That just changes like the character of the tone. It won't give you more headroom. It's not a particularly sensitive speaker to either, I think, from memory. I might be wrong on that one. If you want more clean headroom, try... My memory's so bad in this respect. If you pull V1... No, V1? V2. V1. And you're playing through the Vibe channel, I think you get higher plate voltage, and you're no longer sharing the cathode resistor on one of the stages. So try that. That might help. Or just the best upgrade for more headroom on a deluxe reverb, chuck a bloody auxiliary speaker under it and you'll be amazed the difference. Brad, may I ask before I go, do you have any schedule for streaming or unusual times? Not really. Sorry, I used to do it every Saturday without fail, but there's just too much on at the moment. It's whenever I get a chance these days. Brad, you cockhead. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you, Pork Chop Express. 110 was that small film, and Minox used an even smaller size. Hand cut from Kodak Ektar. Huh. Oh, actually, I have a guide for the deluxe reverb. 1 second, mates. Oh, you've got a schematic there. I can pull up the schematic here. But yeah, probably the best thing, staying clean before breakup, would be adding another speaker or going to another amp. The deluxe reverb does have a fair bit of headroom for what it is, but it is still only like a 20 watt amp. So yeah, if you want that brutal headroom, you need a twin. But like a Tremolux or a fuck, what's the other one? I always forget them. The other one that they do a reissue of. The RB67 was about 1.5 foot long. Then you had a Metz Mecha Blitz with the battery pack was about 1 kilo. Everything was light metered. You learnt photography properly in those days, yeah. Hey Brad, did you ever end up getting a stainless steel amp chassis made to sell? Yeah, I did. You had an old YouTube post about it, wondering if it eventuated or if it's on the back burner. No, that amplifier got finished and sent out before Christmas. I didn't do a feature video on it because it had to go. and he was going to bring it back later. I gave it to him and said, bring it back if you want the voicing changed, and he hasn't been back, and it's fucking July, so I think he's quite happy with it. But yeah, that was a fully stainless chassis, as the drawing was. I put a photo up in posts. If you scroll back in the community tab a bit, you'll find it there. I think I also did it on Facebook, which would be a higher quality photo. Let me just have a look. So that was the half, well, it's a 2-channel thing with the 2 phase inverters, 3 triodes for the phase inverter. That had a cathodione on the deluxe channel and a long tail pair on the deluxe reverb. Well, you know, the 5 AB763 type channel. Damn, I posted a lot of photos this year. Sometimes it feels like you haven't, because I haven't been very active on social media. You know, a bit more than your average dickhead, but not that much for this dickhead. When did I post that? I thought it was just before Chrissy. Maybe I didn't even post on my own page about it. Wow, what a dickhead. Oh no, there it is. I'm a dickhead still, but I might just save that photo so you can look at it in glorious full screen. Download. 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 Oh, dark and moody. God, the computer's slow when I'm streaming. Alright, here we go. Sorry about that, champions. I'm just trying to figure shit out. Desk chair. Is that the right screen? Yes. So that was it there. That's the stainless chassis. That was the wiring to the 2 preamp, 2.5 preamp valves. And that side was a cathodione. That side was a long tail pair, I believe. And that was the finished product. And that was a bit of a close-up of it. So it was like number 4 brush stainless, with the corners TIG welded. You can't see from that angle, but they were TIG welded. Maybe a bit better up there. Why can't I zoom? You can't zoom in the corner. You can only, if your mouse key's there, it doesn't register your scrolling. Fucking shit apps. Yeah, you can sort of see the weld there, but yeah, it was TIG welded. Laser cuts, number 4, stainless, 1.2mm thick, hard as a fucking coffin nail. I forgot the holes for the sag resistor, which you can notice there's no rectifier valve there. So I basically just used that to plug the hole, because I had blanking plates that I was going to make, but I didn't make them in time, so I just threw a valve socket in there to close it off. And we put a sag resistor, which was going to be switchable, but at the end he just wanted it in all the time, so that's fine. And that saves having a rectifier, makes it a bit less heat in that area. But I forgot to drill the holes, or laser cut the holes for those screws, so I had to hand drill them, just M3, like 3mm holes. Fuck me, one of them was easy as, the other one, there must have been a grain of something in there, because it was so fucking hard. I went through about 4 drill bits trying to get through it. And what you find is sometimes in the stainless, particularly the Chinese stuff, you can get grains of really hard shit in there. You can't tell from looking at it that there's any difference, but when you're drilling it, there's something in there that's just hard as fuck in that one spot. And then the other one, the drill went through like butter. So I was regretting not laser cutting those holes. I'll tell you that much. I would not do a stainless chassis unless everything was pre-drilled. And everything else lined up beautifully. Everything else lined up perfectly. That's the beauty of drawing shit in CAD first. So yeah, there was a few options in there that we didn't go ahead with, because once he heard one or the other, he said, no, I'm just going to leave it on that. And I said, yeah, no worries. So a few of those switches there, I think we ended up taking out and just putting standard pots in. There was a switch there for, what was that for? Oh, that's a bright cap. You can see the little bright cap down there. That pulls a bright cap in and out, I believe, from memory. I have to look at my own notes. I've already forgotten. And that, you know what? That was a channel link switch to link the two channels. But I think that was this one over here. So he made it so they're always linked, I believe. So that's why there's a link in there. Because I was going to put another switch pot up here for that or something. I can't remember. But yeah, this one here was the actual channel switch. And that also is switched by that jack there, which goes to the foot switch. Just a simple single foot switch, which is a channel switching. And yeah, you pull that, and then the master volume comes in, and you're on the Tweed channel with the master volume. Yeah, it was a fun build. Probably wouldn't do it again, a one-off, but tis what tis. Oh, Jesus, starting to yawn. Brad, thoughts on new Fender Tone Masters? No, I'm just kidding. Well, you know, they work until they don't, so enjoy them while they last. Thought you were going to get more blank chassis made to sell was your post. Yeah, I'll do them in the future. But yeah, I just haven't had the chance at the moment to start any other projects. Those Marshall boards have been taking up all my spare time. I can't believe I found it, but the ultimate deluxe reverb deep dive is the following. Uncle Doug, the effective output tube bias on tone, gain and headroom. Oh, okay, so you put a video up. In the end of the video is a segment called The Bottom Line. There you'll have full examination of the circuits throughout time. Oh, okay, so he did like a analysis of how it changed over time. That's pretty cool. I'll check that video out. Uncle Doug does good stuff. My colleague, I almost said college, my colleague at work wants me to fix up and restore his 80 watt 2x12 valve state. It's been in his garage for about 10 years. I keep stalling him. I don't know what it is with valve states. They get mothballed so often. Oh, weird headache. Sorry. Maybe I'm having a stroke. Can you guys dial 000 for me? Not 911. Not 999. Yeah, they get mothballed. These guys buy them, start a little band, and then they give up, and then they end up in a garage for 15 years, and then they get it out and play again for a bit, and then they give it to their kid. They go through these long periods of not being used at all. And it's kind of a shame because they're really good sounding amps, to be honest. They really got the solid state thing bang on, in my opinion, in a lot of the valve states, particularly the 80 watt is a really good one. As long as you don't hit that dynamic switch or whatever it's called that just scoops it and turns you down to like a 15 watt amp. It's like the bedroom button. But yeah, Richard, even though it's been abused, as long as the thing's not rusted to shit, you probably find there's not a hell of a lot wrong with it. Like, giving the pots a bit of a spray with this shit, tiny bit, with that nozzle too. Don't just fucking spray it on the pots like every amp that comes in here has had. That's about $8 a can, if that. And that's good stuff. Cycle them back and forwards, and you'll probably find that's all it needs. Some of them have issues with the low voltage supply damaging the board in the area near the Zenas. Yeah, this one's showing a bit of heat damage in that area. Sometimes the power switches fail, but you can still get them, I think, because they were in a lot of computer equipment back in the day too. The old ATX, so the old AT machines, they had the big ka-chunk switch for the power supply. Some of them you might be thinking about a recap, but they're inexpensive caps. They're all radial. Well, the big ones are radial. There's a bunch of coupling caps and that which are axial, but they're small value. You can still get them from V-Show or whatever. The only thing that sort of is a bit of a hesitant thing is they use these switching op amps, the 5201A, which can be a bit of a bitch to find. That was a smart way of channel switching. Basically, you've got two op amps and you switch between two inputs, which was pretty smart for the day, and that was how they implemented the channel switching a lot of the time without using solid state relays or ka-chunk relays. Generally, the valves in them last forever because they're barely fucking operating. The only other thing that kills them is just a hard short on the speaker output because they've got basically no protection. They're pretty old school output stage, but by the same token, that because they're so simple, they're reasonably repairable too. It is rusted to shit. I use a EML. Hello, Newman. Hey Brad, my Soldano has plenty of gain on tap, but struggling to get that liquid saturation that players like Vi and Betancourt get. Any tips? I've found that with Soldanos too. They have a bit of a fuzzy tone to them, and I haven't seen enough to get into revoicing them yet. Probably Alex is the man to talk to about that. Alex and Elaine. So Alex from Sirius Amps in Melbourne, or Elaine from Thermite Audio in New Brunswick, Canada. They are the Soldano Kings. There's more out there too, but they're the first guys that came to mind to get a bit more of that saturated tone. Jason as well. Jason's played with them quite a bit. Jason Tong from Head First. I'm only sort of getting into the amp modding game these days, champions, because you know my history. I mean, you can scroll back. But yeah, I haven't had a lot of chance to play with voicing and stuff and mods, because usually stuff's come here and it's blown up and they just want it to not be blown up anymore. So I make it not blown up and out it goes. I don't have a chance to revoice it, and they never really ask for it either. I think if you're a mod king and you market yourself as that, then people start coming. But if you're a repair guy, which I primarily am, I should probably get out of that, to be honest. But yeah, I should probably get more into mods and building stuff that's a bit more prestigious. Here I am in the trenches keeping your shit running. But hey, it's paying the shop bills and we're keeping the lights on, so it's good, and I'm keeping you guys playing loud. Michael, how you going, legend? Beautiful work, sir. Thank you. It means a lot coming from you, mate. And hope you're doing well. That amp we just did of yours sounded fucking awesome. The customer was over the moon with that. And yeah, it was a very nice sounding amp. Very unique sound too, although it fit in with rock. It was a very, I don't know how to describe it. It was like grainy, but in a good way. Like aggressively clear mid-range, if that makes any sense. Hard to describe, but it was a interesting tone you had on that amp, and it was very nice. Had its own character, and that's more than I can say for most amps these days, to be honest. I think they used a boost like an SD1, or Nuno uses a rat with zero gain full volume pork chop. Okay, yeah, so they might have been using a boost in front to just fully smash the input stage. That'd help too. But yeah, the Soldano itself is actually a little bit of a splatty sort of tone, to be honest. The few that I've had in. It's not like a 5150 or a like a what am I trying to say? Like a Bogner or something, which has a bit more of a saturated, compressed tone. It's got a bit of bite to it still. But yeah, I need to play more with Soldano circuits. I haven't really got my head around exactly like what their intricacies are. I need to spend more time with them, but they're so fucking expensive and there's not many out here, so unless I build one myself, which I could do because Alex sent me a board for a Sweet Lucy, he called it. He loves an algorithm. He loves an acronym. I've shown you this before, but you guys might not have caught it. Alex sent us a few goodies, and I've still got to make use of them. It's just been too damn busy. You know what? This might make a good Christmas build. It's fucking coming up, champions. It's almost bloody Christmas again. It's bloody almost August. So I'm looking for some Christmas projects. What I might do is do a Origin build with his famed Origin mod board. Fucking 3 mil. What is it? 3 mil thick? Looks like 2.5 mil thick. I don't know how we got them that thick. It's thicker than 2. Let's measure it. I think 20 watts is a bit lame. I think if we're gonna gut and rebuild a Origin Let's do a 50 watt plus. I think the 20 runs a pissy power transformer. Only puts up 200 and something volts or something lame like that. So if you're using two EL34s, you better spank them. Let them know what they're in for, you know. What have we got? Yeah, it was 2.5 mil. It's probably 2.6 with the solder mask. No, 2.5. So yeah, this is the drop-in board for the Origin 20 or 50 from Evolve DIY. So yeah, looking forward to getting into that, turning that shitbox amp into something that's fucking usable. But he also sent me this Sweet Lucy Overdrive. Serious amplification, because he's a very serious guy. He wasn't that fucking serious when I met him, but we were all pissed, so whatever. Fuck, I've got to get on the beers for those boys again. Got to get down to Melbourne again. Hopefully, I can meet them before I've had like a dozen beers already by the next time. I think I was already about five or six beers in by the time we ended up meeting up. But yeah, this is a SLO, basically project board. So I could build one. That might be a Christmas project, I reckon. Might build some cabinets throughout the year in anticipation of that. Because if he's going to send me some boards, I'm going to make something nice out of them. He also sent us this, the power supply board. Fucking nice bit of kit. And since we've got all the mounting points and that, I can just draw on the CNC draw in CAD the chassis and get my mate to fold and weld one up for me. So we might have another couple of Christmas projects there, because I do plan on having another 3 weeks off. That 3-week break was fucking very nice. I'd like to do that every year. Richard says I'll give it a go for him at some point. This is a valve state. Too much other stuff to do in the meantime. Yeah, know how you feel, buddy. 2 Fender Blues Juniors, 2 12s, 30 watts, run in stereo. We'll get louder than deluxe reverb was my original plan. Might just do that and fix caps and resolder the parts that need airflow. Upgrade speakers, Texas heat. You could do that. Yeah, if you're going to run in stereo, as long as you do all the work to it, it just sucks that they need that work. The deluxe reverb's a better amp in my opinion, but they're more expensive too, so... look, I love the sound of a deluxe reverb, but if you're after spanky, clean, loud, you probably even need more than that, to be honest. You probably need like a... I don't know, dare say a deluxe... Hot Rod Deluxe. God... Can't believe I'm recommending that amp. I can't recommend its build quality, but once you do the work to them, and you know what's involved, you've seen my videos. If you get one cheap, do the work, they are pretty reliable after that. And the stock speakers, it's going in the bin anyway, and you're upgrading it, then they're not actually a bad amp once you've done the work. New Zealand health system surprised me. My urgent MRI for my prostate is coming up Sunday. I thought they'd take a few months. Well, there you go. I hope you're alright, Pete. You doing alright, buddy? Let's check for DC offset. Nothing serious. Okay. Bit of fluctuation there, though. Just check that's not bad solder connections on filter caps. Alright, let's we could just have an open signal line there somewhere. Let's plug in the speaker. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? I could sell that sound. There you go, it's authentic, till it stops. It's authentic, grungelizer. Is that what they called it, that plug-in? The grungelizer? Alright, Could be the input jack not closing reliably. There was no power fluctuations from the wall, so I'm not too worried. Something low level related. Any experience with a hypersonic FR-FR12? No idea. But if it's EVH, I'd recommend to stay the fuck away from it. You saw the stream I did of the Iconic. My God, it's one of the most cheap ass cut down builds I've ever seen. It never ceases to amaze me these manufacturers manage to make a shitter amp every year. People think it's me just being negative for the sake of it. Why the fuck would I? It takes energy and it's frustrating and draining. I don't want to be negative, but they keep figuring out shitter ways to build amps every fucking year, and it's like, we made an amp as cheap as possible. It barely works, but will make lots of money. It'll last the warranty period, maybe 80% of them should, 20% as an acceptable loss on the warranty. So we'll just factor in a 20% loss of all the products and we'll still make a big profit. We'll make a better profit than if we spend more money and make an amplifier that's reliable. Okay, let's do that. Oh, we made millions of dollars. Okay, well, what's the next one? Well, we've got the last one and we figured out ways to make it shitter, but in ways that won't necessarily make it unprofitable again. And this just happens over and over and over and over and over again. Every fucking generation of amp, we figured out a way to make it shitter, but not so shit that we end up in legal trouble. They're like, what about the customers? They're like, what do you mean? Like, won't the customers, like, not like being treated like shit? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, won't they just not buy our brand again if we make a really shitty amp? And the other guy's like, oh no, we just pay YouTube reviewers to say it's fantastic and everyone will just listen to them. Ah, okay. Alright, go ahead. And then you end up with the shitter amp than they've ever made in their whole fucking life. And then they do it again and again and again and get shitter and shitter and shitter. So that's what's happening. And of course, whenever you say this stuff on a video, no one watches live streams. So, not no one, you fucking legends watch live streams, not these cockheads is what I'm saying. Even if they do watch live streams, they don't get 1 hour and 22 minutes into them. So, what happens is they send bots or, you know, paid accounts to, so they pay some guy on Fiverr like $5 to go and look up negative reviews of their amps, and then they put misleading stuff in the comments. So there's lots of that happening too. So look, I want everyone to have a reliable fucking amp. It gives me, believe me, it gives me no fucking joy to say this amp's a piece of shit and you're being ripped off. It gives me utter joy to say, holy fuck, this amp's actually really well built and reliable. Still got the shortcomings of a valve amp. They put valves in sockets for a reason. They don't last forever, and they can just, for no fucking reason, give up the ghost at any given time. But it's a really good example of a reliable amp with all that taken into account. And it seems the only people doing that these days are the smaller builders, not the main guys, not the big boys. Some of them, like Orange and Vox, borderline, they're okay-ish, but they still cut a lot of corners. If your amps get turned on 10 minutes every 3 weeks, a poorly made one is probably good enough. Well, I don't know. I mean, I get quite a few customers, and their first comment is, I've had it for 2 or 3 years, but I turn it on like once a month for like 20 minutes. This is fucking bullshit. How come it's broken? I'm like, oh, they don't build them like they used to, buddy. And they sort of say it like as if I'm the one that built it. This is fucking bullshit. I'm like, okay, settle down. I didn't fucking build it. Cool your jets, son. Yep, I think we found the culprit. Maybe not. I think it's a combination of that. So there's a muting contact on the ground there. But we're not hearing that hum and crackling. So maybe that was an effects loop thing. Let's have a look. No. Okay. Not that. Valve socket? Nope. Channel switch? Nope. Power switch? Power switch arcing out. Okay. See, it needs a good service. Someone's sending me photos. Oh yeah. Okay. FRFR means full range flat response, Ted. So basically a studio monitor or PA speaker. FRFR amp I'd recommend. A fucking powered monitor, basically. I don't know. I don't really like playing with FRFR stuff or modelers, to be honest. It's too annoying. Full range flat response, yeah. My H&K Grandmaster Deluxe was usually on for minimum 6 hour days. That's pretty fucking good, Peter. How long for? Got to remove the board to get at that switch. I'm just trying to see if I can see any cracked solder joints. I'm hoping it's not the switch itself, but I think it might be. I do have one or two of them in stock. Yeah, the solder joints look good, so I think that's the actual switch itself playing up there, champs. Let me just cycle it. Why do they have flashy mode? What possible reason could I want to fucking... What, you're going to startle a fucking thief with that? Oh, you're going to steal my wallet. Oh, there you go. Why do they have flashy mode? Should be illegal. Does Toman now support H&K? I don't know. All this year at least. That's a pretty good run. That's a pretty good run, Peter. They don't normally last that long. For 6 hours straight, because it's such a little amp and they're so compact and crammed together. I do have a Tube Meister here, which we might assess on stream if I feel like working for 10 hours tonight. It's not SOS mode though. It's just like incessant flashy mode like that, but it just goes into it randomly. It looks like it's maybe coded on the camera, but that's just the frame rate. I assure you, it's just a flickering constant. But you do that and it goes back to normal. You do it again and it goes flashy mode. It's super annoying. So I think this is going to go in the bin. And I'll get a real fucking torch. It's for the kids to annoy their dads, of course. Yeah, I would have done the same, I guess. Let's have a play through this thing and just see if the speaker's got any issues or anything. Sounds like a fucking electric chair going off. And we're good. Brad, really? Sometimes I'd have it on for more than 12 hours. Yeah, that's... it's not good, Peter. Not for modern amps, buddy. An old Plexi or something, yeah, you probably do that. If it's biased, okay. One of my amps I left on the 18 watt for a whole weekend once. Came in, it was fucking switched on. I'm like, oh shit. It was fine. I just wouldn't trust them, man. Especially because the It's not going to like catch fire. Not going to catch fire or something, but it's just the valves get hot, and everything gets hot. And you're using the life of the thing too, like the caps in it would only be 1,000 hour rated. You burn through that in a couple of days if it's switched on all the time, and that's at rated temp. So the hotter it gets, the higher the temp, the closer to your cap life rating minimum you're gonna be on. It sucks, but it's the way it is. A lot of my amps I build with 5 to 10,000 to 12,000 hour caps, like those boards on the Marshalls, where the main caps are rated at, I think, 12,000 hours, 10,000 hours. How long are you streaming for tonight? Might go watch the Netty final. Ooh, where's that at? They won't have alcohol-free beers down there. Let me just deafen you. Hang on. I'm getting into Netty, woman. I might come with you. Oh, I won't have a spare ticket, will I? How do you play it again? I can't remember. It's not the Giants, it's Penrith. Oh, okay, it's at Homebush still. Boring. Penrith. Go into scoop mode. Fuck, didn't like that. Yeah, needs that new switch, boys. I need to practice more, champions. Alright, power switch. Power switch does that, yeah, it does. It's arcing. And although the power LED was lighting up, it requires fuck all current, and I was looking at the wall and the meter was showing almost no current draw while it was arcing. So, as you could hear, I was trying to play through it, nothing was coming through. See you around 9ish. I'll bring a burrito. Ooh, that sounds good, if I haven't eaten. Never say no to a burrito, woman. Are they still open at that time though, Michelle? 9 o'clock? It's alright, it's 7 now, it's only 2 hours away. I can wait that long for a burrito. What's this you're playing? Oh, I played a bit of Megadeth, a bit of Faith No More, a bit of Metallica, and a bit of Sabbath, and a bit of this and a bit of that. He's in his shop surrounded by new guitars. This one here, is that what you're asking about? That's the LTD. EC1000. Not for Eric Clapton. Deluxe. See, it's deluxe. But that's just got the stocky Seymour Duncans in it. Sounds right. Sounds good for chugging. Chuggadugs. Put some strap locks on it. The stock tuners are pretty decent. LTD branded. I think they might. I don't know what brand they are. They look like Grovers, but the hardware's decent. It's got a Goto bridge on it, and I'm not sure that was stock. But yeah, just did a trade with a customer. He had a bunch of shit to repair. I said, give me that. And he said, yes, I'm going to sell that anyway. We'll do a trade. Someone just called me frantic. Their Mesa Boogie quit. Gee, that's too bad. You take my mum around to her doctor's appointments. I'll fix your amp. 90 plus days, I've been warning people. 90 plus days turnaround for an amp. 11 PM, is that when they shut? Wow. Psycho killer. It's good having a beard. You got somewhere to put your pencil. What? That wasn't Silverchair, no. I gotta practice my down picking. I used to be really good at that. Maybe because it was when I was a teenager. I was really good at wanking too, so I had that motion. Not sure. Do we replace the switch? It's not a fucking cheap switch. Maybe I'll send a quote for this one. She needs a service too. And while we're in there, we may as well change the filter caps because they're not that expensive and you got the board out anyway. Let's have a look. CE Distribution had them, but I think they did a run out sale on them. So that probably means they've discontinued them, but that doesn't mean they're not being manufactured. It just means CE Distribution doesn't stock them anymore. Ah, fuck off hiccups. Switches. Let's do a little desk share, eh? There you go. Brand. This is one thing I do like for them. Replacement for Marshall. That's a good little check switch to have. A check button, check box to have. Okay, they must have discontinued it. Damn you! Marshall. Valve state. Power switch. Oh, switch. Doesn't matter. Oh, Tube Amp Doctor has them. Only €10, but Tube Amp Doctor being Tube Amp Doctor will charge me fucking €90 to ship it, so they're not an option. Fucking Tube Amp Doctor. Suck me off, you fucking pricks. No, love you. Give me a sponsorship. Ooh, they've got the switch cap. I could have used that a while back. Oh, you Europeans, you got it so good. How do you guys have so many fucking parts over there? Like 12 people live there. What's going on? Is that the one?
Nope.
It's not the one anyway. This item is no longer available. Not even that one though. This one's a stubbier one. Hey, els bueno. That's the one there. Retro Amplus. I don't get that company name. Retro Amplus. Who fucking signed off on that name? But then it says out of stock. Retro Amplus. Amplus. Whatever. Out of stock. Okay, we've got a part number. €8. I don't think that's the one I've got in stock, champions. Okay, so it's not crazy expensive, but it's unavailable. Let's see what one I've got is. Just change camera angles because, you know, I'm a pro like that. Where are you? Where for art thou? There you are. Why are you in with the slide switches? Boom, boom, boom. Scored a stack of 18mm dress ply from work today. Ooh, gonna build a 2x12 and head shelf for my latest build. Hoping to use it for a couple of shows coming up. Cool, Lucas. Is it birch ply? I like this switch. I don't know what to use it for yet. That is the shittest switch ever. Made in China. So they can't even get the start in the middle. It squeaks when you press it. That's actually charmingly shit. Oh, it clicked. Clicked once. Why did it only click once? Is it already broken? It's probably from Wes. Because it's shit. Pretty nice, no knots. Nice grain on the good side. So that's sounds like BB grade. Or BC grade. No, that's the one out of the... looks like the one out of the JCM 900, I think. Different switch, bro. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What's the amp? It's a Marshall VS65R. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, completely different footprint and everything. Bugger. I don't think there's any saving that switch by how dramatically it's arcing. It would have done a bit of damage inside that switch when you can actually hear it like that. There would be some fucking horrible looking contacts in there. Just check I haven't got any others hiding out. You never know, champions. Whenever I order stuff, I like to surprise future Brad by ordering a sparey. That's why I've got so many fucking parts. You know what? It may be one of those weird switches that Wes carries from back when he used to have repairable computers. I love these clear containers. You can see what you're looking for. It'd be nice not to have to order anything for that, because it means that job will be sitting around here for fucking weeks until that part turns up, which is also hard to explain to people. Your amp's going to take 3 months because I've got no idea when the part's going to turn up because they don't even answer my email. So, it's one of those industries champions. You're lucky you fucking even get an answer to your email. From me included. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a browse of the Wes catalogue. Fucking grudgingly buy parts off them. They do have some fucking wicked speakers though, I'll give them that. Got the scan speaks and the peerless. On the Daiichi. They're not so good. The VFAs are great too. Love the VFAs. Just the D19 was the sound of the 90s and 80s. Classic speaker. D25 is a bit harsh to my ear, and the 6 ohm impedance was a bit of a pain in the ass. Ooh, oval speaker. Racetrack design. Yeah, the SB acoustic stuff, the peerless stuff is great. Scan speaker is fantastic. The Revelator. Look at that. It's got a fucking spear. So when your brother's shitty kids come in and try and poke your fucking speaker cones in, they'll cop a fucking sharpened spike to the fingertip. They're worth buying just for that fact. Kids love to poke in dome tweeters, man, because they look like little buttons. And then the parents never fucking want to pay for the replacements because they're like, how much? Cost more than my whole fucking home stereo. Yeah, it's because it's shit. What am I doing? Switches, yeah. Electronic components. Oh fuck, open on the switch page. Must be a lucky day, champions. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, I've got a good feeling. Oh, that's it there. That's the fucking one right there. Philips. Okay, they've given us lead spacing, which is fucking amazing for Wes to give enough information to actually confidently buy something. Look at that. Why's my exposure look dark? I go up one stop. I think that's the one, champions. So 13 mil, so probably 1/2 inch wide, 8 mil, and 18 mil back from the front. So that's enough to go off. Doesn't give you any voltage specs, which would be nice. I'm assuming they're all... Oh yeah, power switch. Old school. Actually says, like I said it before, old school. Old school power push on, push off switches originally designed for TV and other 240 volt appliances can be adapted to other projects. Old school. So I believe that's our beast there. I might order a few of them if they're available, because it seems like a secondary source that no one knows about. I love a bit of secondary source. Don't think that way, champions. Don't be so rude. Only sloppy firsts around here. Alright, so from the front to the first batch of pins, what are we hoping for? 18 mil. It's fucking 18 millimeters, champions! It's on the money! Alright, 8 millimeters to the next pin. Oh, it's fucking 8 millimeters! I can't get in there and measure the other ones. Hang on, I'll get a ruler. Going cross-eyed here. What are we expecting? 13 mil from pin to pin. Good thing I unplugged it for this. Would have been a pretty rude shock if I didn't. 13 mil. They look a bit closer together on the front pins though. Actually, they do in the photo too. They just haven't given us that. Yeah. No, that's the one. That's the one. Boom. Fucking put me down for 20. Let's see what they're worth. See you, Peter. Take it easy, mate. Send me that bloody Hughes and Kettner, would ya? I'll sort it out for you. If you're still having issues with it. See what we can do. We'll do some bartering. You send me your kidneys, and I'll see what I can do. Make sure they're in a dry ice, though. Maybe a liver as well, because I'll need a spare one after getting off Dry July. Yep, then ankle-biting kitties, grubby little fingers cannot stay away from speaker dust cap domes. Yeah, even if it's just black mesh, like the shit that you can easily put your hand through, it's just as long as it doesn't attract their eye, they won't give a fuck about it. They have it, $8.95. Boom! Is that Australian dollars? Either way, I don't care. I've got no choice, mate. Where's... I've got a live order sitting there too, so I've got to order some transistors for that base 350 to I believe it's the what am I trying to say? The differential amplifier. It's not phase inverter. I want to be technical, champions. The differential amplifier transistors. I believe one of them's breaking down. Log in. I'm not still sharing the screen, am I? No. Which catalogue is that and who's standing out to print catalogue? Yeah, it's Wes, baby. 2023, though. I think they still do it. Global Procurement Catalogue. I like it because their website's shit. If you had a decent website, you wouldn't need a fucking print catalogue, but it's a big boy, too. Have a go at it. You could use it for the old police interrogation method, you know? Put that against their stomach. What is it? It doesn't have traditional page numbers, so I can't tell. It's got a lot of pages, though. But yeah, their website's terrible, which I can show you. It's slow and it likes to freeze and forget what you're looking for and give you either a million results or none at all when you know for a fact that product exists. It's just your typical Australian... I mean, my website's shit too. It's a fucking full-time job for multiple people making a good website. And anyone that does their own and does a good job of it, they either don't sleep or their main job suffers due to it. Alright, so what's that? Oh, fuck, I lost the part number. You know what I can do? I can scroll back in my video on my phone. There it is. Fucking check out the big brain on Brad. SWP 3816. SWP 3816. There it is. $5.75. Fuck yeah. Sorry, I should be sharing it. Cheers for the Euro-friendly stream, Brad. No worries, Richard. Got to go and clean my gravel... What? My gravel bike before work at 2. What the fuck's a gravel bike? Is that some weird UK term? Got to go clean my gravel bike. Phillips, there's our boy. Let's get 10 of them. Thank you very much. You guys need anything while I'm shopping? Six is just down the road from it, so he can get his own ass up there. The clearance and product specials are always just crappy shit like $2 Bluetooth speakers and no-name fucking USB cables and stuff. Sometimes they've got architect. Oh, they've got oh, they got Tristan stuff on clearance. Oh shit! I'm gonna spend a lot of money. They've got stuff down there. Six sent me some photos in the actual showroom. They've got Tristan stuff for like $20 a cabinet. I didn't know they even sold Tristan. Limited stock. Well, that's not the prices that I saw down there. They had them on sale for $20 down there. I'll have to fucking drive down and pick them up. I haven't got space for them anymore. I've got to get more drawers here, but I've got to reorganise everything first. I could put drawers where Michelle's workstation is, instead of those bucket things, and have storage all the way down to the bench, because I don't really do much work down there. And it's like a what? It's like a, I forget how long it is. How long is my fucking bench? 5 meters? I think it's 5 meters. Just under 4.5. It's 4.6 meters long. 4.6 meters by 750 deep. 2 runs of that. But yeah, so I could put some like a good 2 meters of drawers up there. But I want ESD ones because I've got a lot of semiconductors that aren't sorted. They're just in the box for whatever project I bought them for. Alright, who keeps messaging me after hours? Hi Brad, I'm going to send you this way. I'm going to send this your way tomorrow. It works with battery and isolated power supply, but when isolated power supply, the little LED doesn't work. Well, that's because it's a 12 volt power supply. I would like to get it fixed before I attempt to sell it. Are you watching, mate? Justin? PH1 pedal? There's probably nothing wrong with your pedal. It's expecting a 12 volt supply because it's a ACA power supply, not a PSA. So there's a series resistor in with the circuit, and you just need to bypass that resistor. It'll run on 9 volts, or just get a 12 volt supply for it. There's probably nothing wrong with your pedal. But I'll message you later if you're not watching. Cyclocross. Road bike with big tyres. What do we call them? We just call them fat bikes here. I think that's what the Seppos call them too. Bigger tyres than a cross bike. I've got a 29er, which has got not fat tyres, but they're sort of off-roaders. So we'll price in a bit of preventative work to that. Sounds like the speaker's fine. And that switch, and maybe we'll replace the reservoir filter caps while we're there, and probably the HT filter cap on that one too, because they're prone to fail. Oh, they're Nichicons, but yeah, they're getting on. 97. Alright, next valve state. This one apparently is the one that doesn't work until he kicks it. It's always good. Alrighty then. Okay. Well, I've already got a bag in here. What? Why is there a bag of parts in here already? Have I already worked on this before? One of my bags too. We replaced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pots. Didn't clean up. So someone's probably used the wrong cleaner in them. I wonder if this is a switch too. Wouldn't that be funny? Let me just look up this customer 1 second. Gotta love Wes sometimes though, as painful as they can be. To order one of those switches from Euroland would have cost me about $100, and for $50 I got 10 of them. Okay, now we're overexposed. What's going on, camera? Alright, so I worked on this in 2021. 2nd of June. We replaced 5 faulty potentiometers. Bulgy caps replaced. 2 power resistors replaced and mounted on chassis. Wow. Oh yeah, fuck me. There's screw holes there. Okay. Two Xenodiodes replaced and elevated off the PCB for air circulation and heat dissipation. Leaking TR4, which is an MPSA 56, and TR7 MPSA 06. See, this is why I go into detail on my invoices, champions. It's for my records. And it also inspires confidence on the customer's behalf. Replaced to address unstable output stage offsets. Various heat damage PCB traces and broken solder joints repaired. Two 180 ohm wire wound chassis mounted resistors, two 5-watt Zenas, Nichicon 33 microfarad 350 volt radial capacitors, Nichicon 1000 microfarad 35 volt radial caps, 10 microfarad Nichicon 350 volt caps, and 5 alpha pots. Normal channel treble, boost channel contour, dryer slash effect, master, and reverb. For a grand total of 373 Australian dollars. Probably not enough for what I did to this thing. But at least we know what we did. Now let's have a listen and see what the hell's going on. Because with all that done to it, it should be a perler. Signal. Just get my signal generator. Ooh. Horrible. Did he say something funny? It's got like massive crossover distortion, something biased massively wrong. On both channels, so probably the output stage. Let's try with the effects loop return. Yeah, it's something in the output stage. Yay. Output stage. Yay. Donkey Kong. Let's just I don't think it would be, but let's try it with another speaker first. Any blatty distortion like that, you want to eliminate the speaker. It's pretty unlikely that it would have the same character of distortion at like all levels though, so I think it's a bit of wishful thinking, champions, but you know, just another thing to eliminate. If I can find my bloody leads. Need to make some newies. G'day Sam Parker, greetings from the UK. Yeah, I'm getting a few UK viewers. I'm trying to squeeze you in and give you a bit of love. You know, the Americans usually get me at my prime. You guys are getting leftover Brad. At the end of the day, when I'm all scattered and probably more entertaining from a comedic point of view, but maybe not as effective as a repairer. But I'm just doing assessments like I often do on stream, and the actual repair needs to be approved before going ahead first. So I've just been given the hard word from Michelle that she's going to the netball. So I may as well just stay here till she gets back, 'cause she'll be bringing me a burrito. You all know I'm a burrito powered organism. So yeah, things. Brian Cox, things and stuff and things. No, still sounds like shit through the underbench speaker. Wishful thinking. So yeah, something horrible in the output stage is going on. Somewhere from the... just worries me a little bit because we have replaced some stuff in the output stage. Has been good for like 4 years though, so... could be a completely unrelated fault. Either way, it's out of warranty. Can't cover shit forever, champions. Sorry. Does explain why I didn't take a bench fee though. I probably said, "Ah, leave it with us. We'll check it out," because we have worked on it. I'm not going to say recently, but we have worked on it in the last 5 years. Just came across an 80s JCM 800 1992 for sale locally for 1K with the cab. 1K with the cab? Not really my bag, but tempting. Well, for that price, whereabouts are you talking, Lucas? So you sent me a message up the top that made me think maybe you're Australian. You said, "Hell yeah, brother." If that's Australian dollars for 1992 JCM 800, that's a purchase and a half, mate. Well, if it's American dollars, it's still good. But $1,000 for a JCM 800, it's not as sought after as the Super Bass, but it's essentially the same circuit from memory. Might be some small differences, but pretty similar. Who doesn't love a Super Bass? Nobody. That's who. Super. It's right there in the name. How can you not? Have to be some kind of idiot. Fuck. Look at that. I don't remember doing that. I think this is a dad job. It's too neat for me. Alright, so yeah, you can see where he's cooked the board. Fuck, was that 2001? I remember him asking me about this, and it feels like it was a 6 months ago job. And should we mount him on the chassis? I go, yeah, fuck it, why not? I'm not doing it. You're doing it, so go for it. So see the heat damage down there for the dropper resistors. We mounted them off board because they just cooked the fuck out of the board. And that's our new little cap down there with a bit of silicon dab of silicon on each cap to try and stop it vibrating, which is great. And we've got 2 new filter caps up here. And 2 new droppers for the low voltage supply. So these ones are probably for the HT, because they're coming from that transformer, which is a little HT transformer. You got to watch these ones actually. I think this is one of the ones where the caps hold charge. You can give yourself a nasty little shock there when you remove the board. Ask me how I know. Yeah, 286 volts. I think I remember that one the hard way. I shocked myself with one once, and you don't forget. You don't forget. Alright, so thou shalt check voltages. We'll do that. It's a bit of schmoo on the board from, looks like someone sprayed stuff in the effects loop jacks before we got our hands on it, because we wouldn't have done that. Don't spray residue leaving sprays on a moving part. Simple as that. Alright, let's get a schematic. 1,000 bucks New Zealand equals 1 coffee Australian. Aren't we like at parity with you guys? Pretty much like New Zealand dollar to Australian dollar is about the same. I think it's got a different tone stack, no cathode follower. Yeah, it's really different from the yeah, it's got like a band axle tone, I think, in the JCM 2000 one. But I think they had that on some of the the aluminium faced plexi looking ones as well. I don't know, I've gotta look it up. Either way, it sounds like a fucking deal. Deal. It's a steal. Sale of the fucking century. In fact, fuck it, Nick. I think I'll keep it. Alright, keep your Allens on. £100 is still £100. Not when the price is £200. And not when you got Liberia's deficit in your skyrocket. How do I remember that? Fucking hell. Watched that movie too many times. Jesus Christ, you could choke a dozen donkeys on that. What do you do when you're not stealing stereos? Fund revolutions? Oh, I love that movie. So that's got the switch that we do have. You can't see it, too dark. Yeah. Got some broken trace repair. Bunch of wires. Bit of bus wire. Bit of Kynar. Low current stuff. What is this that stands before me? You gotta hand it to that song, Black Sabbath. It's still fucking a bit scary. It's still pretty scary. When he starts screaming. Alright, let's fire it up and do a few voltage measurements. I'll just get a schematic first. It's the 8080. I've probably already got it. Damn, there's another local selling a 74 Super Bass. It ain't 1K though. Yeah, that's the model I've got here. The one, the video I fucking started 10 years ago and I still haven't got back to. They're going for like $6,000, man. 5 or 6 grand for one of those heads, even in Schmicko original condition. If it's been restored, ironically, it's probably going to perform better, but it's probably worth like 4 or 5. But if it's all original, a museum piece, goes for big dollars. Maybe not 8, but yeah, the 60s ones, the fucking turret board ones go for that kind of money. The PCBs not so much, but they will one day. Especially if inflation keeps going the way it is. It's worth fucking $6 million. Yeah, but so's this Coke. I remember when one British pound sterling was worth more than double $1 US. And the Canadian dollar was still pinned to the US dollar. It feels so old. Yeah, well, what was it? 2000 and fucking... We were like at $1.20 US at one point. Now we're about half that. It's recovering slowly, but so what you're saying is 4,500 is a steal and I should buy it. Hang on, who was saying 4,500? We were saying 1,000 New Zealand. So yeah, at 2012, so between 2010 and 2013, we were above $1 US. The highest being about $1.10 US to $1 Australian dollar. I wonder why that was. What happened then? Whatever. Yeah, but now we're sitting at what, 66 US cents. So it's coming up again, slowly. It's gradual. It has been since about December last year, slowly climbing. There was a big dip there with all the tariff bullshit, but it's slowly climbing since then. Schematic, sorry, getting distracted again. I think I need a non-alcoholic beer. Do you want to do a quick little review? Or are you sick of that already? Soba, a truly social drink. Probably shouldn't drink over an amp, regardless of being alcoholic or not. Suppose I should get a glass for this. Finger lime. How are you supposed to say that? Cerveza? It's like a... Finger lime is a type of native fruit. Let's see what colour it is. I wonder if it's like something cool like green or something. I doubt it. It's going to be beer coloured. Oh yeah, the housing crisis. I forgot about that little blip. I think because I was constantly drunk and partying around that period in my life, so I wasn't. Economics was the last thing on my mind. So this is a Australian one. This is a company I heard about on the last one. I think they do a bit of charity stuff too. Soba beverages, finger lime beer. Let's call it beer. So finger lime's a bit of a weird thing. Finger lime. You guys ever heard of that before? So it's a native Australian fruit, just like me. Oh no. Desk share. There we go. It's a weird thing. It's got like almost like little sushi. What do you call it? Caviar balls. But that's what it looks like. They're like sort of limes, but they're long. They look like a melon, like a cucumber or something. But you crack them open and they've got these little poppy things in them. And they're sweet and sour. Really good for cooking, and you can make some, like where you use like lime in like Thai cooking and stuff. They're really good. A lot of people have started using them in drinks because they make a good cocktail base and whatever. You can use them in margaritas and all sorts of shit. Yeah. So this is a beer with that. So I guess they're going for the Mexican thing because, well, they've used that word. From a place with sun and surf where a fresh, crisp drink can be enjoyed without the headache. Who says I get a headache from beers? A thirst-quenching fusion of a Mexican-style lager brewed with maize, heightened by the vibrant twist of Australian finger lime. And it's got 2.4% sugar. And no added sugar. Filtered water, barley, hops, maize, finger lime, and yeast. Let's give it a go. Cerveza. Smells like a lager. It's got a sort of straw, but almost a reddish look to it. Must have been thirsty. My mouth's watering thinking about it. Alright. It just smells, it smells a bit like all the other non-alcoholic lagers. There she is. Not much head retention. The bubbles are pretty large and disappearing pretty quickly, and there's not much head. You can really tell it's maize. It's got that almost, yeah, like the corny sort of, not in a bad way. It's interesting actually. It's not bad. Not a lot going on though. Pretty light, but it does have like a nutty corn husky sort of taste, like popcorny type undertones to the taste. Can't taste the finger lime much. Probably could do with a bit more, to be honest. It's not bad, but it's about 1/100th as good as even an average real beer. Oh, maybe a lot of the finger lime was down the bottom because I just poured a bit in and it's cloudy at the end. It did light on its side though. I found a Haitian who makes a nice non-alcoholic ginger beer. Without alcohol, just don't try to make it taste like regular beer. Yeah, there's very few that have got close to the authentic beer taste. There's only about 2 or 3 of them that I've had in the last 5 years. Schematic. It's the 4th time I've said it now. So it's 8080. Nope. I just have to get it online. Hang on. Bear with me, legends. Sorry. I'll be with you in a moment. Just downloading stuff. Valve states? Come on, man. 8080? What would a bounder? There you are. 8080. Alright, little circuit analysis. Let's have a look. As best as I can. Let me get my drink. Brad, what was the one you liked? It had a good head retention and mouthfeel. That was the one I reviewed just the other day. Look in my posts on YouTube. I can't remember the name. It was something weird like Snorkeler. I remember thinking about the Snorkeler amp. What's the story behind the Bogner Snorkeler? Why do you call it that? Yeah, look at my posts on YouTube. You'll see the the review. Disk share PDF. Alright, so not a lot going on in the output stage there. I wonder if we're missing one of those 15-volt supplies. Let's have a look. Just check there's nothing after the effects loop. Got your reverb. Pardon me. Effects loop return. Just coming back here. Out pin 7. reverb sound. You can see the op amps in parallel there for the current driving of the send coil. Fuck's that? Oh, that's a foot switching logic. Alright, here's the mix point here. You got your reverb return here. And you got your clean, well, coming through your preamp there. So all you've really got between the effects loop and the output stage is that off amp. That cap, C17. Which looks original. And your master volume pot. So coming back from there, it comes in here into that one, TL072. Drives the two transistors here. Pardon me. You got your bias spreader. And the output stage. So, let's check some static voltages. Let's fire it back up again. We'll make sure we don't short out the speaker connectors. Heard the Reinhold is a bit full on in a while, dude. Christ knows what a snorkeler is. Might be like a pussy snorkeler. he came up with the amp concept after a long session of pussy snorkeling. Oh yeah! I see. Let's just put a bit of heat shrink around that so I don't short it out on something. I should get out for a walk instead of streaming to you fools. Trying to have a rest day, champions. So what does that mean? Non-stop work. Never heard it called that before. Well, you learn something every day, eh? If you're doing life properly anyway. Some people are born thinking they know everything. Ping! Yeah, that's pretty average, that one. You can taste the lime now. I've settled on it a bit. What are those resistors doing? I can't remember it. They're droppers. Tapping off the rails, dropping to the heater supply. So they're taking the plus minus. Well, not plus minus. They're taking the AC. Hang on, I'll just put the screen up. God damn it. Alright, that's not it either. So, here's your AC. for your fucking main rails, which is plus minus 30 something volts, but it's tapping off the AC, and you got these big monster dropper resistors. The dumbest and most least efficient way to do the heater supply, by the way. 180 ohm 7 watt resistors, which are now those ones we bolted to the chassis, and 25 watters. Still getting pretty warm. Not like, yeah, they're probably like, I don't know, 30 degrees after being switched on for a minute. And then you've also got off that, tapping off one of them, you got that'll be 100 ohm 5 watter R114. Where are you? R114, there you are. It's still a stocky, and it's going to an auto transformer, which is jacking it up to the HT supply. Huh. That's one way of doing it. So a very inefficient power supply. Kind of like brute force. Turn half the power into heat in order to get the voltages you need. Anyway, workbench. Fuck, it just doesn't have the punch of a real beer, eh? I'm really looking forward to just smashing my first fucking beer on 1st of August. Getting kind of sick of this shit. Fuck, it's gonna go down well. It tasted a little bit like hay water or something towards the end of it, like I'm a horse. Alrighty then. Let's have a look at the base of TR5 and TR6. Where for right now? TR5 and 6. There's TR5 and there's TR6. Hope if I'm on DC. 1.2 volts. Minus 1.8 volts. Minus 46. So I think we might have already found our problem, champions. Should have on the other side of R78 and R83. 78, we should have 15 volts. Oh no, 15. R83. Okay, they're doing their job. Fuck, those resistors getting hot. Xena droppers. Really wish people would stop doing them. I'm talking to you, Fender. Minus 47, plus 47. Okay. Why are you biased differently to the other side? Okay, so the output we've got 1.8 volts on one base, and we've got 0.29 or 0.3 volts on the other base. of the output devices. Okay, so we did some repairs here before. TR6 TR5. Let me just pull up that invoice again. I think I just shut it. Okay, we changed TR4 and TR7. So they are the drivers. So what do we got on? Sorry, I'll go back to the desk share, eh? So what do we got on those 220 ohms? R85 and R75. Good if I could find yous. 75. Okay, on the supply side, 47 minus 47.6. On the supplied side, 46.8. What was the other one? 85. There you are. 47.5, 46.8, about the same. What have we got on R84 and R77? Could be about the same per side. Alright, gonna just load a data sheet for these transistors so I know what pins I'm looking at. So that's a fuck off. That's a fuck off. MPSA 56. And that is a MPSA 06. Data sheet, data sheet. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so the base is the middle. Alright. That's 46. Minus 0.57. 0.54. See, Ted. Picked up a 1993 Hamer Special a while back, played it for 10 minutes, declared it fucked up and put it away. After a full setup, it's pretty decent. 1mm plus of neck relief made it feel play like shit. Yeah. 1 meter's on the limit. I wouldn't say it's like absolutely shit. I tend to stick to like less than half a mil if possible, usually about 0.25, 0.2 of a mil. Unless I'm really leaning into the fucker or playing slide. It's just about bedtime, champions. Get up early and go for a bloody run. Got 32 volts of drop across those 330 ohm resistors. So they're dissipating a constant 3 watts for a 5 watt resistor. It's pretty up there. Generally try to use resistors within 50% of their rating, unless it's a fusible. Alright, TR6, AO6, TR6 and TR5, what have we got on the base of them? Minus 1.8. Minus 0. No, 1.3. Might be barking up the wrong tree here. Let me just get the scope on. Give it some signal. Sorry I'm going a bit quiet, champions. Just trying to figure shit out. I'm not the smartest, so... Takes all my brain power. I can't speak while I'm looking at shit. C... R25. Wherefore art thou? R25, you'd be down there, wouldn't you? Yes, you are. Oh. That's a virtual ground, so I'm not going to see shit there. Got a bit of noise from the lighting. Funny going on with my scope here, I think. Don't you love it when you can't trust your test gear? Let's turn this light off for a minute. Oh no, that's not the one fucking it up. Well, I think this is getting pretty boring, champion, so I might leave you here. Because it's just me frowning at a screen. I mean, you can hang around if you want, but... G'day, Rax Effects. How you going, legend? Send you a message via your website contact form regarding Dry July. Let me have a look. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that on the other computer. Just let me know if this thing goes on fire, would you? I fucked up and I don't know which one of us fucked up, but one of us did. Fuck off, you scamming prick. Yeah, one of us, I don't know who did it, but Michelle or I sent a package and didn't mark it as dispatched, so the other one of us resent the same package to the same person by accident. Said, just keep it, it's our fuck up. It's one of the Blues Junior boards, but you know, it's the price you pay for being a useless dickhead. And I don't know if it was my fault or Michelle's, but either way, one of us was a useless dickhead. Just having a look at my other email here on the office computer. Bear with me. Alex, sending you a screenshot of the reject. Oh, okay, thanks, man. I'll look into that. I'll forward it. I'll forward it to them. I think that that rings a bell from the other year. Some regions were blocked for. I don't think there was any particular reason for it, but they were able to just go in there and unblock it. I'm not sure it was intentional. I think they might have had the stuff up at their end, but yeah, once they fixed it, it was all good. I seem to remember that from last year or the year before. Paul, you're off. Back to work on holiday from tomorrow. You bloody legend. Enjoy your holidays, buddy. Ken, how you going, mate? Good to have an evening stream. I can pop in for a while. Yeah, just standing here staring at this thing till I figure it out. I'm getting weird measurements though, so I'm not sure what's going on with my scope, if it's having issues again. It's just barely picking up. Oh, now it's playing. What was going on before? Haven't changed anything. Triggering's playing up. It was noisy. Now I got full signal. Oh, fucking not one of those problems. I think something funny going on still. Oh, we've got our full signal back now. There's got to be a cracked solder joint somewhere. Thermally, it's I'm just going to give it a dummy load for a minute, just so I can monitor the output while I'm probing, just to have more idea of what's going on. If the problem's going away in the output, but it's still present. I mean, if the problem's present on the output, but it's not further upstream, then we know it's a preamp issue or yeah, something further upstream. But I've got to pull a speaky cable off the other test rig over here. Powered that off, yes. Just unplug it to be safe. Safety Steve. I was on a roll there with the live stream for a minute, but as soon as I start thinking, all my charisma goes out the window. See how charismatic you can be if you don't think? Join me for more podcast tips. I think there's already enough people out there that don't think and just rely on their charisma. Like the entire fucking podcasting world. Alright, 8 ohms. Cop that, you bastard. Just let it cool down, see if we can bring the fault back. Seems antithetical, I know, but we've got to fucking track it down somehow, don't we? What do you call a donkey with 3 legs? A wonky. Haven't touched alcohol since 2000. It was my year 2000 revolution. I know a lot of European guys that don't drink. What the fuck's wrong with you? I shouldn't say that. Good on you, man. If it was a problem for you, then I'm glad you've smashed it, tackled it. Yeah, my Swiss mate doesn't drink either. I was like, fuck, I want to come and drink 1,000 steins with you. Did you see that? The video fucks up every time I turn the amp on. Look. No? Yeah, look. The spike in the power is fucking up the, it's probably the spike in the speaker that's going near the data cable. Bang. Huh. Fucking hell. I've seen the lights dim, but I've never seen the video cut out every time I power an amp up. Alright, so we've got nothing because the valve's warming up. So now we play the waiting game. I want to play Hungry Hungry Hippo. Why aren't you why is the trace not moving at all? What the fuck is going on with this scope? Oh, I've unplugged channel 1. Hang on. Because that goes into the dummy load. There we go. Alright, now fucked up waveform's back. So where's it getting fucked up? It's not drawing a hell of a lot of power. We've literally got like nothing there. Alright, so what's it doing upstream? Nice and clean at C18. That rhymes. Nice and clean. It's oh, now it's back. Ah! Fucking hate problems that disappear when you're looking at them. Schrodinger's fault. Observing it makes it go away. There's some crossover distortion there. Now it's performing, putting out 23 watts, 23 volts RMS, which is over 50 watts into 8 ohms. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Fuck up for me, amp. It's got to be something thermal. Just fucked up the video every time I turn the amp on or off. I used to get some incredible Swiss Bock beer about 40 years ago. It had lots of alcohol in it too. It was drunkest I had ever seen my dad get. It was a real hoot to see him get that intoxicated. It's funny watching your parent get drunk as long as it's in a funny way, not in a tragic way. Dad turns into like an immature 14-year-old when he's pissed. It's funny as. Signal good? Now this is the one where he mentioned he kicks it and it comes back. So it's got to be a cracked solder joint, champions, but all the voltages were looking good. Maybe it might be a case of the old freeze spray on a cotton bud on one of the transistors. Might be playing up internal fracture. Bit of a cheat code this. I found a lot of problems with this. So I just get freeze spray. Just spray a cotton bud until it starts dripping. Go through and call off the transistors one by one, see if there's any visual changes on the scope. No. Fucking gonna have to let it cool down again. That is super weird, that ka-chunk happening in the... Let me just unplug the speaker and see if it does it. Yeah, it still fucks it up. Must be finding its way in the back in the power supply. Messing up the penny boy. Signal's there straight away. How come it's not waiting for the valve to warm up? What's the valve being used for? Hang on. Alright, so the valve's being used on the overdrive channel. So when you're on the clean channel, the valve's not in circuit. So if we're on the overdrive channel, we won't see any signal there. Saw it for a fraction of a second until the switching circuitry kicked in, and you start to see it once the valve warms up. Very aggressive distortion. Well, should have been a bit sharper and not streaming when the problem was evident, and I probably would have pinned it, but I was talking to you, champions. Ah well, what do you do? Good morning from Michigan. Shit, it's already morning over there. Jesus, what? Diarrhea splatter? Did you used to be Bladder Splattle? Or are you another person? Love your name. What time is it in Michigan? So Central Time, it's 5:24 a.m. That's about the time I get up. So it must be like 5 a.m. there, yeah? Alright, we cool down enough to present an issue. Oh, quick with the scope. Oh, signal straight away. Fuck! Oh, fuck. Almost dropped the ground lead right there on the mains. 6:42 a.m. Love your channel. I'll be quiet and watch and listen. That's alright. You can talk. Used to be Lindthalt 22. Lindthat. It's alright, mate. You can chime in. How you going, champ? What's going on? I'm trying to diagnose a fault that doesn't exist. It's fun, isn't it? No, the camera plays up when I turn it off too, look. See that? And now I'll turn it on. Oh, did you see that? That's just input jack fuckery. Hope it's not one of those op amps playing up that we were talking about. Oh. FX loop's oscillating when it's set to effect all the way and there's no signal pass. Why would there not... Does the signal not bypass the jacks? Are the jacks fucked? They look good. You'd imagine that the loop would bypass itself if there was a jack in... No plug-in. I know what I'm trying to say, just shush. Yeah, right. So why is that not bypassing? Is that not in the circuit? Head of the Yamaha mixer chapter end. I1. It's over there ready for pickup. I just got to invoice it. The Yamaha EMX, whatever the fuck it was. How's this effects loop work? Effects send. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So if nothing's plugged in, you've just got no signal. See that? The shunt goes nowhere. That's fucking stupid, isn't it? All you'd have to do is attach them to each other, wire across there, and then when you're not using the effects loop, it'd just be bypassed. But you've actually got to physically turn the knob to turn it over to dry. Are you looking at what I... Oh, you're not even looking at what I'm looking... Fuck! So you see here, you got your effects loop. I'm just trying to figure out why when it's set to wet. Wet. What was the song Wet did? It was heaps lame. It was like all the wine mums loved it. So yeah, your effects loop send, you're just choosing your level there. You're choosing your level because that's more or less matching the recovery gain as well in proportion to the attenuation. So you're changing between minus 20 dB and 0 dB on the front panel. And then your send goes in here. That's your tip. I'm showing you photos of my tip. But see, the shunt doesn't go anywhere. So if nothing's plugged in, that signal just stops there. And likewise over here, nothing's plugged into the shunt. So if you had a wire going from this point to that point, and you had it set to wet 100% over here, your signal would still pass, but at the moment it doesn't. So that's set to wet, no signal at all. But when I plug in just a patch lead, the signal comes back. And when I go from one to the other, because of the crude mix setup there, which is basically a balance pot, like you get on a left and right on a stereo mixer, just going to ground. See that? So you're just going to ground on one side or the other. So in the middle, your signal's higher than it would be at either end. So it's not a true like mixer. So yeah, not the best effects loop. A bit silly, but they've done it cheap, cheap, simple, simple, and figured that your average long-haired galoot isn't going to know any better. Anyway, when we plugged into the return, we still had that horrible distortion. So the problem is some point after that. But where? Because all it's got after that is here. And now it's not exhibiting the problem. Fucking hell. Oh, well. I don't know, champions. What do you want to do? Talk shit? Well, we wait for this thing to cool down and fuck up again. It's just weird because I thought the scope was playing up, but I was getting like no signal at all. Where there should have been some signal because there was still stuff coming out the output. No, what do you want to do now then? It's up to you guys. You want to check out my OnlyFans? Got to order another fan actually. Had a Mark base come in. It's got a noisy fan. The bearing's gone in it. So I'll get a higher quality one. Even the high-end manufacturers, they all use shitty fans. It's pretty rare you find a decent quality fan in any piece of gear, regardless of the price. They always cheap out on the fan, which sucks a bit. But fans can be expensive, man. You can easily spend 80, 90 bucks on a little 80mm fan if it's a really nice one. Had a customer drop off a whole shit ton of Valve ham radio gear. He just said, I can have it if I want it. I'm still not sure I want it because I think it's a bit of an open-ended project, that. Because if I do want to get into ham, I just want to get into ham. I don't want to have to fucking fight uphill to repair everything and then second guess myself while I'm trying to learn RF on antiquated, dirty equipment. I thought Dad might want to restore him, but he said, nah. It's a bit too old school. He's not interested in the Valve ham stuff. He would only be interested in the modern stuff. So I'm not sure whether to give that back to him or not. I should go home. Oh, beg your pardon. It is 8:30 PM, I guess. I probably should. But what am I going to do when I get home? Play guitar? Do invoicing? So much work to do here. I need to plan my day. Just so I can be 100% disappointed by the end of it. What's happening is I'm forgetting what job's in front of what. So I need to go home, write down on a list exactly what order I'm going to do everything in to try and get everyone off my back. Brad in the evening, Brad in the morning. Yeah, man, I'm fucking 24/7 working here. I sleep under the bench sometimes next to the BOFA. Turn it on for a cool breeze in my beard. Smells like solder. At the moment, Sean, I'm just waiting for this thing to cool down so I can maybe have a chance of diagnosing what the fuck's going on with the intermittent problem it's exhibiting whenever I don't look at it. Schrodinger's amp, it only fucks up in the customer's house, not my one. Not my workshop. Having coffee would be good. We already had 6 shots today, though. Probably shouldn't have another 3. Wouldn't mind a coffee, though. See how I go after a burrito. Invoicing sounds like a plan, yeah. Because that's the one thing you want to do when you're tired, invoice. If you get anything wrong, you have to stick to it. No, problem's not there. Playing with the switch, wondering if it's got the same issue as the other one. Beard hair on my tongue. God damn you, Marshall. What for you work for? If you have a detailed plan, you can tell exactly what is going wrong. That's right. How did you clean those small pots on your home mixer? With difficulty. I get a little rag, and I either cut a hole in it, or I just sort of wrap it up in a little donut. Anyway, I'm showing you on a camera that doesn't exist. Hang on. Wrap it up in like a little torus. Like that. And I put it over the shaft. And just spray it on the shaft and let it run into the pot. That way you don't get shit everywhere. And you work it into the pot back and forth. You might have to do it twice until it frees up. And that generally sorts it out. Maybe unscrew the board and check the contacts. Yeah, about that. To do that, I've got to undo every single pot on the front panel. And Dad actually repaired this one, so I'm pretty confident the solder joints will be fine. But hey, nothing else to do, and I guess it is the one with the heat sink on the board rather than the output devices bolted to the chassis, which is nice. So we can just undo the pots and flip her upwards. Have a wee look. And then nothing will be wrong with the board visually, and we'll have to put it back in and it still won't do it. That's my prediction. But them's the brakes. Oop. 15mm. I've got a mustache hair that is tickling the top of my nose. Don't ever grow a beard, champions. It's a pain in the ass. Look at it. See that one right there? It is tickling the top of my nose. Fuck's sake. I need to go get this beard trimmed. Can't make out my sign back there. Looks a bit washed out. Maybe I need to brighten this up a bit. So then I can lower the ISO. To 200. And that way, when I step out, you can actually read it. No, it's got a reflection. It's got a fluorescection. Now that's blinding me. That's a bit and a half. Good for storing food, yeah. And storing pencils. You can tell how excited by work I am at the moment. Start a stationery store. How's that? It's hard doing stuff in mirror. Yeah, I'm going to get it trimmed. But I'm waiting because I think I said in the last stream we've got a formal event coming up. So I'm holding off making myself not look like a caveman until then. So otherwise I'll just have to go twice when I could just go once. Play knifey spoony. Where's my other spoon? There it is. Edward Pencilbeard. Yep, that's his cousin. No one knows about. If you ever shave, there'll be a treasure map drawn on. Wasn't that out of a movie or something? They had like password under his beard or some shit, like Prison Break or something. No, he had the map to the prison tattooed on his back, didn't he? Something like that. These nuts are a bit annoying because they put a cutout in the faceplate larger than the diameter of the nut, so when you're threading it on, because these have like a little like a recess, like a bevel on the inside, to help you center it, they don't quite grip because the nut's like recessed. Not as bad as the stupidest amp known to man though, which is the Mesa Boogie Basis 2000, where they have a faceplate and all the nuts are recessed in the faceplate, so you can't undo the fucking things, but you can't take the faceplate off without disassembling the entire amp. So they've all got like needle nose ply damage from people going fuck that and just undoing it with pliers instead of a socket. So good on you, Mesa Boogie. Art and engineering, my fucking arsehole. I'm going to try and get a little sleep. Today's a big day. We get to try to stuff Mum into the car and bring her home. Good luck with that, Seth. If you're trying to get sleep at, what is it, fucking 4 AM where you are? You should have gone to sleep hours ago, brother. What are you doing? Get some good sleep. All you blokes in the States, go back to bed. Don't watch me. That's weird. Alright, what else is holding you in? A couple of standoffs. Being a bit standoffish. What? That's just sitting there. Okay. Now, I've got to remember that HT cap down the other end is still charged. Don't become a statistic of annoyedness. How the fuck are you supposed to get this out? Don't tell me it's one of the ones where you got to take the transformer out. Vintage tube amps, how you going, legend? I just dealt with a mess of 100 with those damn recess switches. Yeah, they're so fucking stupid, eh? The switches with the and you can't get a socket on the fucking thing because it's recessed. So dumb. Just woke up, 5:44 in Chicago. Nice. It's gonna be a hot one over there today, is it? Just check the fault hasn't returned because it's cold. Yeah, I haven't I'm not powering it back up now. I'm having a look at the bottom of the board. Around 100F. Oof. Got to run. Wish you have a great day or night. Thanks, mate. Have a good one. Don't do anything I would, including work on valve states. I did just swear to myself recently that I wouldn't work on any more valve states too, and now look at me. I've come so far. Learned so little. Alright, so that's not going to go over there. That cap. I think I remember Dad swearing at this now. Alright, I can see some shit. I'm just trying not to shock myself on that HT area. Alright, let's have a wee look-see. Got some Kiner wire going to the indicator lamp, no biggie. Got some bus wire, trace reconstruction. And of course I can't see anything wrong. Of course. They've got JMP 59 written on this thing. They've got the balls to write JMP anywhere near this amp. Suppose it's probably just a generic number that they put in front of everything. Good trace rebuilding, Dad, if you're there. He had a bit of an uphill battle. A lot of damage. Max, I think I've hit the wall. Max older deep sockets also have very flat faces. I was thinking about taking all these to the grinder and or the wet grinder so you don't damage their temper, and just take half a mil off them. Alright, nothing visually apparent, unless, fuck, it couldn't be, pretty sure it wouldn't be any conduction on that burnt board, but that's not in a critical area anyway. That's the low voltage supply. They did the fender trick. Let's put 1,000,000 watts of fucking heat into the board and hope nothing goes wrong. Got nothing to go off, champions. I'm just going to have to put it back together and test it in the morning and hope... Sounds stupid, but hope it fails. Anyway, I'm going to pack up and get out of here because Shell's probably due home soon. And she bears burrito for my mouth hole. Should just tell her not to worry about it. I'll just go over there and pick one up. It's fresher. Anyway, might leave you to it. Take it easy, champions. Sorry it's a bit of a rambling one, but you know, that's... Oh, I look short. That's what you get at 8 PM. I'll put up a post if I figure out what's wrong with this thing tomorrow morning. I hate these intermittent things, particularly when it's one I've looked at recently and they probably expect a free repair. But it is what it is. Tis what it is. Let me just play with my camera a bit more. It'll make me feel better. $320. $320. I can turn that light down a bit. Turn that around a bit. So I want that to be the fill light and this to be the key light. So this needs to be brighter. And that less bright. See that? How does that look? I think I like the slight different, the cooler white on that side of my face. If you turn it off completely, it's a bit too dark. You know what I mean? What's your opinions, champions? Tell me. I know it's just my face, but I think that looks better. But then to create a bit of difference, I probably want that one to be a bit warmer. Like that. And then if it's warmer, maybe I've gone too warm there. If it's warmer, probably want to bring it up in brightness a bit, but considering how it used to look, I think that's way better. And if I come back too far, now it's dark. Don't know. I like playing with cameras, but kind of don't have a position here really conducive to setting up because all my test equipment is in front of my face here, as you've probably seen. I don't know if you guys have seen the if you've all seen the workshop working area. Close all. Close that. Droid cam. So, oh, I'm the wrong camera, hang on. There we go. So yeah, that's the, hang on, dirty lens. That's the bench where I've got the light in my face. And here's my rest of the workshop. So most of you have seen it before, but there's the electronics bench. Looks small, but I'm on a ultra wide angle lens. Here's the main area. I break that rule every day. There's the Tektronix 2236. There's Panny Boy with his long phallus. It's a Nan light something or other. That's a Lumipad something or other. And that's just my mag lamp, just bouncing a bit of blue light off the test gear on the wall there. It's sort of fill light. Then over here, that's the guitar setup bench and random shit bench at the moment. Here's that radio gear I was talking about. I don't know anything about it yet. Gotta look into it. He sent me some manuals and stuff, but yeah. And there's the storeroom where all the ongoing fucking stuff is stored. Oh, great light. Anyway, there's the rest of the shop. That's where all the fun stuff is. Got to restock on guitar cases. They sell slowly, but surely. Anyway. You could hear me just then, couldn't you? Didn't turn off the audio, did it? Well, it's just about to hit 9 PM here, champion, so I might head off. Take it squeezy. Probably won't see it till maybe Saturday. And that's if I have time. Just thought I'd shove a live stream at you. And catch you on the next one. Have a good day, evening, afternoon, morning. You know the drill. If you can't be good at it.